let's write a test for this function. In our test folder, create a new directory called services. And in this services folder, create a new file, user-service.test.js. Before we create a test, let's quickly discuss the two flavors that Jest supports. The each function is closely related and often used with behavior-driven development (BDD). On the other hand, the test function is more generic and functional. In our user-service.test.js, I'll create a basic test using the each function. The each function accepts two parameters. The first is a string and the second is a function. To better understand how we can properly name our tests, let's review some patterns commonly used in naming tests. The first approach is the given, when, and then framework. This is borrowed from BDD, behavior-driven development, and helps to structure your test based on user stories. It follows a clear flow. The given part describes the initial state of your system and any setup required. The when part describes the action taken by the user or the code under test. And the then part describes the expected outcome or system behavior after the action. The second approach is the use naming, and this approach focuses on three key aspects: the unit under test, which identifies the specific code being tested; the scenario, which describes the scenario or inputs to the unit; and the expectation part, which states the expected outcome after executing the code. The next thing we need to do is add the test logic in the function. To structure our unit tests, we follow the arrange, act, assert pattern. This pattern helps us to set up the necessary conditions, perform the actions we want to test, and then verify the expected outcome. In the arrange step, we set up the necessary conditions for the test. Here we define the input string and hash. Next, in the act step, we will call the password function with the input values. Finally, in the assert step, we verify the expected outcome. In this case, we assert that the result of the function is true. Now let us write another unit test for the sad part, where the password is incorrect. In this case, I will use the test function just so we see that both the test and each functions can coexist in your codebase. Similarly, in the arrange step, we set up the necessary conditions for defining the input, string, and hash. In the act step, we call the isPasswordCorrect function with the input values, but in this case, a wrong password. Finally, in the assert step, we verify the expected outcome. In this case, we assert that the result of the function is false.
Thanks for watching this newline tutorial. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps other students find our content.